Oh, hi, Reject Nation. Yeah, I'm doing German instead.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm Tommy Wiseau. Yeah.
Somewhere from maybe near there, perhaps. It's not a bad guess. Oh, hi, Reject Nation.
Whatever. I've only seen The Room once, and The Disaster Artist once. You've seen The Room so many times.
know
you have it in your ear better. I'll get it once
You're
I
already
watch it more.
catching on. You're
I'm
on your
catching.
way.
Oh, hi, John.
It just makes me so giddy that you're doing it. Like, that makes my day better every time you do it.
This was like a passion film of yours. You've been telling me about this movie for like over a decade now.
Yeah, man. My dad brought this home years ago, and we watched it as a family.
Yeah, you would go to the theaters, throw spoons and all these things. How you doing? Welcome to the Reject Nation, my friend. Really quick, I wanted to say a quick thank you to everyone over at Patreon. You guys have been so fantastic, and we just got out of a Google Hangout with Natalie Doran. Just had me thinking so much about how grateful I am for all you guys over at Patreon. We post exclusive daily content over there, in case you guys didn't know. And we have a bunch of other extra perks that we do as well, and everything, of course, goes back to helping out the channel.
Bloops and pics.
It's just a much more, it's a different environment over there, and I really do love it. You don't get haters over at Patreon at all.
Thus far, anyway. No one has jumped on and been like, I paid $5 to tell you to kill yourself.
It's especially nice to shoot a Disaster Artist review after doing Patreon stuff, because it gets you to think about, like, not everyone will love what you do, but interacting with those people at Patreon really gets you to feel like these are the people that really love
Some
what we
people
do.
will really care about it. You know?
I mean, if you're not part of the Patreon, it doesn't mean I don't think you don't love what we do. I'm just saying it got me all sentimental, and this movie has that weird effect. Anyways, the longest intro into a movie review we've ever done.
Hey, man, attitude of gratitude.
Attitude of gratitude. So we actually saw The Room a few days ago. John, show them your jacket. Go. I know that's why you're wearing it. Show them your jacket.
You can tell from the front.
Bend over like a girl. Yeah, there you go. Yep, John's a Room fan. Tommy Wiseau likes to wear his nice clothes, so I figured I'd wear what I wore to the movie premiere.
Yeah.
Thanks, Ryan Fonzo or STX Entertainment, for sending that
Thank you,
the
Ryan.
invitation to there, man. That was a total blast to go there. On to this movie. I saw The Room for the first time here. I really did enjoy it, actually. I was worried it might be annoying. And then I watched it, and I was laughing at all the right spots, apparently, because I didn't know any of the movie. Then going into The Disaster Artist, I had a lot of intrigue into seeing this, because that movie, Tommy Wiseau, is so known for his voice, his mannerisms, and just giving a really bad performance. So I was curious, because everyone's like praising James Franco's performance in this movie, and I'm like, it's him doing a role about a terrible actor, but he has to be real when we're so used to seeing him do a bad job in front of the camera.
He's got to embody a very specific guy who it would be very easy to make cartoony.
And make it just an imitation right off the bat, before even reviewing what this movie is. James Franco kills it.
Oh, dude, he
kills it. He is so perfectly balanced. How he was funny, as hysterical, did everything we wanted, then also gave us like scenes where he's kind of scary here. He's pretty emotional here, I
feel like he kind of embodies that same spirit of The Room, where you're like, this is a really weird performance of a really weird guy, and somehow it feels completely authentic.
Okay, so this movie is essentially about the making of The Room, the 2003 cult hit that just keeps getting bigger and bigger. It's the only movie, I think, in LA that still plays at a theater.
I think it never left, or maybe for a little bit.
This movie, you're seeing the creation process and seeing... and it's
based on the book that Greg Sestero, who co-starred in The Room, wrote basically about their friendship and how they met and how this all came to be.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
Greg Sestero co-wrote that book. Mm-hmm. So this movie focuses on Tommy Wiseau and Greg Sestero. That's the whole heart of the movie. You might go into it just wanting to see the behind the scenes of The Room film, and then you realize this is actually a buddy movie. This is a best friend movie about people with dreams and hopes and ambitions.
Who are going for it.
Who are really going for it. Making that move to Los Angeles. Greg Sestero is this young guy played by Dave Franco. Tommy Wiseau, we don't know where he's from. We don't know what age he is. We don't know how he has money. And to this day, we have no idea. No one knows.
He's a mystery. It could be anything.
You can't quite pinpoint it. James Franco, as a director, I feel like no one's really praising his direction enough in this film. He didn't write the film, but I really feel like this really depends on the direction of the movie. He strikes a perfect balance, a perfect tone. You know, you see The Room, it's cheesy, it's funny. You want this movie to be funny because it's a, you know, biopic of this specific story. You want it to also have moments of drama and realism.
And to enlighten you as to what really happened.
But you don't want it to get too funny where it doesn't feel realistic. And you don't want to get too serious where you lose that fun of what made The Room so special.
Yeah.
And he finds that. He nails it. He nails it.
Yeah.
The direction. I don't know how this guy put this movie together.
How
he gives this freaking performance and directs this movie that is perfectly balanced in its tone.
Just like Tommy Wiseau did.
Yeah, he did the exact flip. I really feel like this is a great companion piece to The Room.
It is.
Because it's in no way exposing the corruption of what The Room is. It's not that movie. It's a movie that actually makes you appreciate the shit out of The Room a million times more.
Yeah. And how strange that process must have been. And like, regardless of what anybody thought about it, everybody was just trying to make it happen. You know? I think that's one of the best things about it, is that it does function as a companion piece. Yeah. Like it does kind of depend on you having seen The Room to fully appreciate.
That's one fault. Although we are meeting people that have seen The Disaster Artist without having seen The Room and still love this movie. I personally feel that you will love it if you watch The Room.
You'll feel the magic, I think. You'll know what's truly magical about what they did with this.
I really think you could watch The Room and then watch this right after.
I think, and then that's that companion piece thing weird. Of like, it's a better movie with more professional everything, but somehow it has an uncanny balance of being an actual film, but kind of still in the magical world of The Room, you know? Because The Room is a very specific place. You go, you have a good time, you have bad time, you express yourself, but don't hurt anyone.
And also in terms of his direction, I loved his choice to make it handheld. The Room is not handheld. It is shot a very specific way. And by making it handheld, it does two things. One, it brings you into this is the real world. Two, it allows you to discern even better and stronger the images of The Room. It makes it even more of a good companion piece, a better companion piece.
Yeah, because you almost feel like you're there, especially when it's like, you know what The Room looks like, and then you see them on set and you're like, so they're making a different looking film in the film. You know? And it makes you feel even more fly on the wall about it, you know, which is a thing that pulls you into this movie for sure. And I gotta imagine it would be kind of easy to wrangle that as a first-time director. You know, like, just, you know, kind of stick over here and then we're gonna work the scene out.
Here's what I'll tell you guys. In a year where you got some great films like Get Out, Split, Wonder Woman, Logan, and many more, this is actually the only film. It's been a few days since we've seen it, and we're shooting this review now, and I'm actually pretty glad we are, because this statement stands true.
It's sunk in.
Yeah, it's sunk in, and
I've still been thinking about it.
That's the thing, is I've been thinking about it. Like, I've consistently been thinking about it, and it keeps popping into my head. And it's that rare feeling where I keep lingering on it and thinking about it, because as much as I love a lot of other movies this year, this is the only one I'm still thinking about. This easily makes my list for one of the best films of the year. I was thoroughly surprised by how much I adored it.
This and Get Out both definitely like stuck with me for time. It's a really well balanced movie, and it doesn't outstay its welcome either, which is a good thing.
That's a choice on James Franco's end.
It's kind of as long as The Room is, I think, actually. And in a way, it's like it has this sort of Boogie Nights-ness about it, where, you know, you watch the rise and here's how we're gonna do it, and then, you know, you see how things can get sour and stuff like that, but it doesn't draw out super far. It keeps a steady pace the whole time, you know.
One thing that we were predicting in the trailers, and then we walk out still saying this too, is how this sort of feels like our generation's Ed Wood, even though Ed Wood is our generation. But you know,
the millennials.
Exactly. It's definitely different. Ed Wood really capitalizes on failure, and it even ends in a way where you're like, this guy had a shit life afterwards. What I love about this film, and I feel like the best way to tell you, especially what I found so appreciative about this movie, is by comparing it to Ed Wood. Because Ed Wood leaves me with a feeling of, oh my God, I hope I don't end up like this guy one day. As opposed to The Disaster Artist, where it inspires you. I felt inspired. I felt hopeful. I felt like, you know what? It's totally okay to just go for your dreams and make what you want to make. Ed Wood does not let Ed Wood see what becomes a Plan 9 from outer space.
Yeah.
Here, they show it in the trailers, or they go to the premiere and everything like that, and they're watching the movie. You get to see the effect that the room has, and you get to see why it's a special film. It left me with a feeling of, don't be afraid to dream and still make what you want to make. Even if it ends out a certain way, you have no idea how people might respond.
Yeah, and you have no idea what that could become, even if it's not exactly what you imagined. And it's trippier to watch it in a theater where Tommy Wiseau and Greg Sestero are there and are currently planning other stuff to do. In a weird way, it works. Like, you made it work. You know, somehow you now have I think that's also a fundamental difference. Is like, Tommy Wiseau has a little empire going. Like, he's really making it work, whereas Ed Wood, after a while, was not.
Yeah. And we got to meet Tommy Wiseau. Yeah. That was cool. That was great.
You got to touch him again.
It's weird. Like, a lot of people are at the premiere. I don't approach a lot of people, even if I have access to.
Football.
Tommy Wiseau was the one guy where I was like, if there's one person I have to just suck up and go, screw it, go up to him and say hi.
Let's get a picture.
It was Tommy Wiseau. That was the one where I was like, he's the one I want to say hi to.
I made this for you, Greg.
That's what I'm so excited about.
Yeah.
And speaking of Greg Sestero, Dave Franco, really great in the film too. I felt like the first half of the film, he was kind of doing a Tom Cruise thing.
He was. Yeah. He was really like plucky, affable guy.
Yeah.
But always bashful smiles.
But he is a multi-layered performance. They did something incredible, which, these guys are brothers. But when you're watching the movie, all you see is Greg Sestero and Tommy Wiseau, and you see best friends, and that's a very different dynamic and bond than what brothers are. I have a brother, and I have a best friend, and they're both very different dynamics. And in that movie, you're like, that's best friend story right there. I'm so happy to watch this movie.
I know. This is the room.
I feel like that movie, especially for us, this was like, that's the movie. Like, which one's Tommy? Which one's Greg?
I
guess I'll go with Greg. It's the same Greg.
Because eventually, one of these days, we're just gonna be like, screw it, let's just make our own movie.
I love this film. There's some great supporting performances.
There are tons of people.
Yeah, there's too many to list. Too many. I mean, Seth Rogen's great in it. Who's the DP?
Paul Scheer.
Paul Scheer, he's fantastic as well. These are like the main ones. They're really funny. They come in late into the film because it's like halfway through when you start really seeing them.
All the people who work on the movie is like a revolving door of comedians,
If there was only a couple of criticisms I'd give the film. First criticism was I kind of wish they got to them making the room a little faster. See, I don't know. I feel like that would play differently a second viewing. That's what you came there to see.
Yeah.
That you're like, I want to get that. I was anxious. So I feel like the second time around, I could just sit back and really just be completely invested and enjoy. It's like I was enjoying it. Absolutely. I just didn't feel like I started really, truly loving it until we got to the parts of the room.
Well, I think
it's because of anticipation.
I feel like a lot of people on the first viewing might have to get used to it for a second.
Yeah.
And then it kind of redirects your expectations a little bit in a way that's cool and surprising. So like by the time you're at the end, you're like, I get it now. Yeah. And then a second viewing might work a little better.
The other criticism I have is the female characters. I'm not accusing this movie in any shape or form of being sexist. This film's spanning a lot, and so it doesn't feel overdone. It focuses on the main characters that are required to really focus on, which are the DP, the script supervisor, Seth Rogen's character, and Seth Rogen and Dave Franco. Those are the main ones you have to keep the attention on. Then you have like Alison Brie's character, and there's Dave Franco's girlfriend, and then you have the woman who played Lisa in the room.
Grandmother too, the woman who plays her grandmother.
Yeah, and especially the one who plays Lisa. I felt like she should have had more screen time or allowed more. And something tells me there's deleted scenes.
I felt like she could have used a scene that focused on her beyond the one scene that is not
because she's just kind of a character that's like, okay. That's like her character. Okay, I'll do it. Okay. And like that's it. But you can see there's more to that character. That's only one of the couple things I found that I wanted to see more of, but I really get the impression there's a deleted scene. There's a few deleted scenes. There's clearly a lot of improv that happens in this movie.
And I thought they could have fleshed out some of the supporting actor characters more beyond just her.
Like Josh Hutcherson's character.
Yeah. I could have used like a couple character moments of like, oh, we're not shooting right now with you guys.
Yeah.
But I get why there might not be just because of how the perspective of the disaster artist works.
Yeah.
It's all from Greg's perspective.
It's all from Greg and Tommy's perspective. Yeah. That's mainly Greg's.
Yeah, because Tommy, like, you're always going to be a visitor on planet Tommy. You're always going to be a little on the outside of that guy.
Either way, besides those couple of criticisms, I give this movie a solid 5 out of 5 stars. Man.
Yeah.
I love the crap out of this movie. It was brilliant.
Yeah, this is unique, and I feel like it works both ways.
Yeah.
You know?
I feel like the next step for James Franco now is to master his own visual style.
Yeah.
Because clearly he can put together a film, he can fine tone, he can direct actors really well. Now the next step is like, what's his look? All right, Reject Nation. Well, thanks for tuning in to our review. Once again, thank you to everyone over at Patreon. If you haven't become a patron, become a Patron Eject today. I'm telling you, it's fun.
Follow us on Stardust.
Follow us on the Stardust app, man.
Yeah.
We just passed 1,000 followers, and we are loving using that app. That's like a great app to just like. I saw this movie called Barefoot in New York or Barefoot in the Park, and I'm like, I can't post a review of this. Who the hell's gonna watch it? Put it on Stardust.
Yeah. So if you want to get like the in between stuff or the indies or even just episodes of TV, like that. It's a great place.
It's a great place for that. And so you can subscribe to The Real Rejects, click that notification bell, and follow us on social media, but mainly Stardust and Patreon. Take care, people.